Well, we are here.
Yeah.
Juliet was so excited that we were
So
starting a podcast that she appeared right now.
She's
Really
like,
the only reason to watch the video version.
just to get dog photos occasionally.
Yeah, especially when I realized the last video version isn't even up yet and we're recording the next one.
That's how it goes sometimes.
Well, it
That's
takes
how
so
it be,
long
though.
for it to render, and then I get bored and I get distracted.
Then you
But
start,
the audio
like,
version's up.
start
Yeah.
watching wrestling from the Nickel Arcade or whatever we were at. And you're like, oh hey, that's Tiny Tim, the Tater Tot.
That would be you doing that. Yeah. I think that oh wow. Well, we're back. Nickel Arcade wrestling, making Facebook posts. Yeah, I mean, it's a living, I guess.
It is.
It's a living. And we're here. I'm not really sure why. The
Oh,
dog came down to
I
visit.
know why we're here. I can tell everyone why we're here.
Why are we
because-
here?
Oh, we're here to talk about some amazing stuff.
Oh, good. Why, since you found this so amazing, why don't you lead?
Oh, I'm not going to lead. I will follow you into
You
the
could lead the
pits.
whole podcast.
No,
This is your turn.
No, this
Yeah,
is
after 390 something episodes I've led.
that's not how
it's
the
your
recipe
turn.
works. People tune in to hear you talk about the comic that we're reading, and to hear about your
They do not.
They do too. I get people like all the time telling me how much
Fours and fives of people to say that they tuned in.
they love listening to you dissect these things and go into depth and detail. And
really?
sometimes dismay.
I don't think that's true at all.
I'm 100% no, it's for sure.
You're making stuff up.
No, it's not. I actually, listener Lance messaged me and he was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys were so right about some stuff last week."
About what stuff?
Just some of the stuff we covered on just a little SummerCon business.
Oh, the
but,
SummerCon stuff. Oh,
yeah, but
oh, why are you bringing that up? Are we like,
not-
are you trying to elevate, like, get me elevated,
elevated, escalated, and
confragulated,
integrated.
intubated?
Yes, I mean, all of a sudden Dan will be
Intubated.
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a way, I guess, to get me to shut up.
No, I don't want you to.
Well,
I was looking for words that rhymed. That was a bad word. Terrible.
okay.
No,
Well-
he agreed. He was like, yeah, no, you're right.
He agreed that SummerCon sucked.
No, he was just saying, yep, no, it's
Celebicon.
yes. So, but
Should just rename itself Celebicon.
Celebicon. Just caring about the celebs and the out of towners, not caring about the local people. And
Well,
what the
listener
people want.
Jason sent us a con the same weekend.
Yeah.
In Charlotte, North Carolina, that looks like it's taking care of the comic fans.
Hey,
At
see?
Heroes Con in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Go
that's-
there.
That's one that I wish to
see
go
listener
to. sometime.
Jason
Yeah,
/ podcast host Jason.
that's true. He is. And amazing.
Monday morning cartoons, comics, and cereal.
Yeah.
Got it in the right order, right?
I believe you got it in the right order.
Did I say Monday morning instead of Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, Monday morning, Wednesday
It's
afternoon.
easy, no, it's easy to remember.
Easy.
'Cause it's like Sunday morning.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Listener Lance's favorite song, I'm sure. Lionel Richie lines up right with his musical taste.
His musical taste surprised me all the time, because what you see with listener Lance is metal dude, and then the stuff that he listens to is like all over the place, just everywhere. It's amazing. It's great. It's just a testament that you have to have your
It's a
ears-
testament. That is a listener Lance band right there.
It is. It is 100%.
You nailed it.
I nailed
knew
it.
what you were looking for.
You
You nailed it.
it is
I
one.
can't do that, can I? We won't be able to video.
um,
It's after Easter. It's okay.
it's oh boy. So anyways, but it's a testament that you have to be listening to different stuff to get good perspective. It's the same with reading, writing, other stuff like that. Anything that you do, if you're in the creative field, he's a musician, so he likes to see what everything else is out
Did
there.
you just say he was a fan of Bryan Adams?
Um, you know, I'm pretty sure his musical taste definitely cut like a knife. So, um,
Oh, I thought you said it was anything he'd do.
anything that he would do, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's true.
Maybe we should
Anything.
play some Testament on here.
I think I tested it. I tested a tape, and I want to say that he came to the store and bought it. I 100%. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's well, we've gone through the whole beginning of the podcast talking about listeners and cons. Maybe we should talk about Superman's Pal Jimmy Olsen, number 139.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite yellow background covers. Love those yellow background covers. Shine like the sun.
They do. It's beautiful. If you can't see it, which you can't because we're not showing it, it's much like the background behind me, a nice sunshiny yellow.
This cover is
It's great.
it um it's
It's not a cover you would get today.
it's not a cover you would get anytime. I mean, there are so many things perspectively and artistically wrong with this cover that only Jack Kirby could get this cover published.
And do it with his style and panache.
First of all, there are way too many words on this cover.
Oh my gosh, it reads like a book.
Yeah, you might as well. Why read the comic? You could just spend time reading the cover. You don't even have to open it.
It's fantastic.
There's 2 Rickles. We're promised 2 Rickles in this story.
We are promised 2 Rickles.
That's where the lies begin.
We met a liar today.
The name is Jack Kirby.
Oh, Jack Kirby, you lied to us.
So there's that. Yeah, I mean, well, it's important. I mean, we have to remember who we're dealing with. I mean, I did
Don
call
Rickles?
the last. Oh no, Jack Kirby. I mean,
okay.
I did call the last issue "Rise into the Pit."
Yes.
And so we've got to. And now that we've established hell on earth in the fiery pit of despair,
Yeah, then you get Don Rickles.
yeah. I mean, Don Rickles was a character.
What's funny is like I'm sure we have listeners who are around our age listening, and they're like, oh yeah, Don Rickles, and they can kind of like hear a voice in their back of their head there's a little memory triggered, and there's younger listeners that are finding us. I really hope, and
We
they're
have
like
younger listeners,
I would imagine there might be a younger listener or two out there,
like
and
Juliet, the dog.
and they're like, who's Don Rickles? And then they're on their device Googling Don Rickles.
And they still can't figure it out.
And they still can't.
Don Rickles is Don
a
Rickles.
Mystery. He's a mystery. How was this guy so popular?
Well, apparently he has a long lost alter ego. That's why he's so popular.
Yes.
His name is Goody.
Goody
Rickles.
Goody Rickles.
And Superman says that Goody causes more trouble than the villains.
Oh, is he a baddie then?
I don't know. Well, anyway, okay, on this cover we get 2 Rickles, Superman, Guardian, Jimmy Olsen, the Guardian, and the Newsboy Legion.
Mm-hmm.
Another lie.
Is it really though? I mean, they're there.
They're there for like a page.
They're there. You're giving away the story without even selling the paper, like the Newsboys.
Well, that's cool. Well, in Action Comics in the advertisement. Superman is being crucified in honor of Easter by hippies.
In honor of Easter.
Yeah.
It's a blockbuster issue, everyone.
Well, that is a July cover date, so...
Yeah. So they drew it in Easter. Yeah?
I mean, by
Yeah.
hippies. More hippies. The hippies are bad everywhere. Well, no, they created clones. These seem like really bad hippies.
And they made Superman a hostage. How did they get Superman tied up and
Well, he's powerless.
Powerless Superman. Goodness. It makes
Well,
me
the
wanna...
Guardian is here.
Oh,
Guardian Jim Harper
he's back.
from Suicide Slum. Now, where does Suicide Slum rank against Hell's Kitchen?
You know, I'm imagining it's like you got Hell's Kitchen up here and Suicide Slum is just below it.
Yeah. And if Suicide Slum is just below an altered state,
Mm-hmm.
where is the Trump Tower?
Mental map of New York.
Mhm.
Let's see. It's nowhere near it.
It's nowhere near it. Okay.
Well, I mean,
And
in reality, I mean, like if you're going off a map,
well, everything's close in New York. I mean, I can
everything's
walk the whole
close in New
city.
York. It's a freaking little island. But the I would say like it's not it's burrowed off. You know, it's sectioned
Okay.
off.
It's burrowed off.
Yeah, I mean they're all
Okay.
burrows, right?
Yeah. So where is then the project in relation to all those things?
Well, I mean, depends on which one you're talking about, Dan.
No,
There are many
the
in New York.
in the comic book.
Oh,
We just read about it. We just read about it for like 6 issues.
Okay. I thought you were
Where the
talking like,
Harrys
in New
live.
York, like where are the projects?
No,
I'm
not
like,
the projects.
there are many
No,
projects in New York.
no.
Well, you gotta
Across 110th Street. Is
yes,
that?
yes. You got okay. So where's the project?
You want me to sing more?
No, I don't.
Are you sure?
I'm trying to
It's
answer
Bobby
your question.
Womack.
I know. I'm trying to answer your question. So where are they located? Well, they'd have to get on the speedway and go through their tunnel and then pop back out, and they went into the wild place. They are, I'm gonna say somewhere, maybe Long Island.
They're where the wild things are.
They're out in that like Long Island.
They're in Long Island?
Yeah, you know, why not?
Okay. I mean, that's fine. All right.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, sure.
No?
I'll agree with all that. No, I have no
Okay.
arguments. I think that in Long Island, that if you look at the history of cloning and then you meet the people on Long Island, I mean, aren't those the folks that elected George Santos?
Probably. I mean, I'm gonna say you're not probably wrong.
Okay. I mean, then there we go. Okay. Well, anyway, the doctors have cleared angry, morose
Mhm.
Guardian.
Yes. He's not himself. But
Do
was
you
he
think
ever?
that Jack Kirby should have given the Guardian a suit upgrade for the 70s?
Oh, because he's in his old regalia and giving him something a little more stylish.
Yeah.
Probably.
Especially since he basically has a Superman suit,
Yeah.
except it's yellow instead of red.
And he's got a Peacemaker helmet.
Oh, the Peacemaker was done at this point. But anyway, the Charlton action heroes were.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, why not? Just put a helmet on. Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, we get the Newsboy Legion for a couple of panels,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all excited.
They're smarting off to Superman
Yep.
in the nicest of
And then we
ways.
flip. There's a lot of words.
A lot
And
of
then
big
we flip
words.
the page. Superman's giving Scrapper a noogie. Yeah.
Is that a super noogie if it's from Superman?
I mean, I don't want him to crack his head open, so let's hope not. I mean, just drill down into your brain.
He's like doesn't know his own strength, and he's trying to be the cool uncle for a minute, and he's like, "Oh gosh, I killed another one."
Yeah. That would be freaky.
Do you got another scrapper around here? Got a clone?
Yeah. Oh, they do. They have little scrappers.
It's like, do you know how long it takes to grow one?
A little scrapper?
No, I mean, no, a big scrapper.
I don't know. We could find out.
It's not like that thing's a 3D printer. It's not like 24 hours later you got a scrapper.
Well, happily, we turn the page. And Jimmy Olsen is driving the whiz wagon by himself. Superman is flying. It tells us that.
It's got a for sale sign on it, Dan. The whiz wagon. You could buy it.
We run away from this entire storyline as quickly as possible.
They are gone. Like
they're gone. This storyline over. We get some residuals. We keep the whiz wagon for now.
Mm-hmm.
The whiz fantastic whiz-a car.
A whiz-a car.
We now have the Guardian. The Newsboy Legion gone. The Harry's Domain gone. The Outsiders gone. The Tree Town gone.
Yeah. The
projects are gone.
The Newsboys are all sick back at the project
with their dads.
Yeah. They all caught a cold.
Yeah. And then they all started. That's where that musical was written.
Oh my gosh. They got a cold. They were just sitting there and they had nothing better to do. They started singing and tapping and doing their thing, and they had all the clones for the background dancers. That's a good origin story.
It is a good origin story.
I like it.
For Newsies. Well, anyway, Superman flies ahead really fast and becomes Clark Kent.
Oh my gosh.
You get some Aurora Racer models. Nice. And then we flip, and Clark Kent is there in his old man suit. That's quite the suit there.
It is. I want one. I mean, who doesn't want a nice brown suit? The what? The train? Yeah.
Well, Juliet's joining the podcast because Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul just arrived.
Oh, I see.
And so, yeah, Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul just arrived, and Juliet was very excited. So, it happens.
It does.
Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, I don't know. Podcast update in the middle of the story.
Yeah.
There's some shitty problems at the old certified martial arts.
What happened?
Well, they're very shitty, and until the repairs take place.
Is it the toilet again?
The gym will remain closed.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's the toilet.
Oh, the downstairs. It might be more. It might be like the whole sewer line.
Oh no.
Yeah. Bad news. So do not go to 27th to Jackson for the immediate future.
Yeah.
But you could see Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul at the Brian Johnson Academy in Olympia.
Oh, is he going to be down there?
Wednesday and Friday night. So yeah, he teaches down there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. So, or you could also just reach out for Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul's legal services, which he has a little bit of extra time to do this week.
Late night legal.
Yeah, you can find him. But besides that, I don't know why we're advertising for Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul. Well, he needs some extra legal work right now. It's plumbing problems. They're expensive. Yeah.
They are expensive.
So if you're having plumbing problems and you had a plumbing company plumbing problem, call Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul.
He'll plumb them back.
He'll plumb them right down.
Yeah.
He'll flush those problems away.
He'll plunge them right out.
He needs one of the plungers with the the suction plungers that jam in.
Yeah.
No regular. He's like the suction plumber for problems. There's no little plumber.
Did they use a snake?
Plunger.
Did they use a snake?
Oh, I don't ask him about them using the snake. That was a apparently disastrous decision by the plumbing company.
Oh no. It's like when the Retro Emporium's toilet had a problem and they used a snake and then they broke the toilet and had to get us a new toilet.
Well, the toilet was gone before they started the snake, so at least that was good.
Yeah, they thought they could do it through the toilet and they broke the toilet.
Yeah. Well, it's good. And this summarization of the last 6 issues of Jimmy Olsen was brought to you by Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul.
And his toilet problems.
Yeah. As they flush away the old storyline.
Oh, flush. If I only had a flushing button on here.
You don't. So, it's like you don't have a soundboard. Anyway, so Superman and Jimmy Olsen are talking in The Guardian, and Clark Kent's like, "Hi, guys, I'm meeting you all. Oh, look, I'm here. I'm not Superman.
I don't know you guys. You don't know me.
Who are you guys?" And then Morgan Edge, too. We get a Morgan Edge reference. New boss,
yeah.
He's back. I guess he flew back to the city after running away.
He did.
Well, then we flip the page. And we find out that the Newsboy Legion is on quarantine.
Oh, man.
They could have stayed in quarantine back in 1945.
Dan.
You liked the Newsboy Legion in the stories.
I liked them. I thought they were fun. They added candor and humor.
Did they?
They did. They were.
I'm just not
commentary.
A funny guy, I guess. Now we get more candor and humor because the one in quarantine is hanging out with all the ones that aren't in quarantine.
Yeah.
Buy diamonds if you're a soldier. And now we're back and they all leave, but then they go back and we get a Scrapper Trooper. I believe we're going to get some more Newsboy Legion hijinks.
Oh, we are, because now they got a little Scrapper Trooper with them.
Oh, that's awesome. This is what I wanted, was some Scrapper Trooper clones.
And some Legion, Newsboy Legion hijinks for everyone to enjoy.
Not to make this more disturbing or anything, but this means the Scrapper parent cloned the Scrapper kid and made little mini Scrappers.
Yeah, why wouldn't you want that?
It's fucked up. That's so fucked up.
No, man.
He's cloning his kid into little soldier kids. The psychology of that is fucked up in so many ways.
It's the military complex, man. It's very complex.
It's the military complex. Is that the project where they make the clones?
Yeah. Very complex.
Well, Morgan Edge is back on the next page.
Morgan Edge,
his secretary that he likes so much. He flew back after he thought the atomic explosion, would have happened.
Nuclear.
And he's like, and his secretary is like, "Hey, Clark Kent called and Jimmy Olsen, they're back. They want to see you." And he's like, I've favored an atomic explosion to seeing that. And then he asks, out of the blue, how are we progressing on those contracts for Don Rickles?
Uh-huh.
That plot point that was explored several issues ago.
Oh, yes. Because they did bring up Don Rickles several issues ago.
They did.
They wanted to bring him in.
Several issues ago, like Jimmy Olsen #1.
Yeah. Get that Don Rickles here.
Well,
bring me the head of basically what he said, if you remember correctly, is bring me the head of Don Rickles. And what they did was they brought Don Rickles to the head.
Ah.
Oh my gosh.
More toilet humor.
And that's why Paul has so much problems at his gym.
Well, admittedly, if Don Rickles was in his toilet, Number one.
No,
Wow.
it was a number 2.
You just took it dark.
It was.
I think that was like a number 3. Yeah. And then anyway.
It's
Mr.
like that
Edge.
scene in Clerks.
How long? You know, if you've been to Jiu-Jitsu Lawyer Paul's studio, I could believe that the downstairs that somebody would have been in that bathroom since Clerks was made. That's why nobody goes to the downstairs. That's why it's upstairs. Well, anyway, there's Don Rickles, and we find out there's another one. There's Goody Rickles, who happens to work for the paper. And Morgan Edge is concerned about this. Demons of dark side, he says. If the real Don Rickles and this yo-yo ever bump into each other, it'll be utter chaos. Foreshadowing.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
We love foreshadowing on this podcast.
100%.
Don't you have a button that goes da-da-da-da-da-da?
Hold on a second. Close enough.
Well, Goody Rickles comes in looking like Don Rickles wearing a superhero suit, and he starts saying words.
He's got a lot of words to say.
Now, do you think Don Rickles wrote this, or Jack Kirby wrote these words?
Can imagine the conversation is Jack Kirby calling up Don Rickles and saying, Don, I want to put you in a comic book. And Don Rickles is like, what? And Jack's like, okay, I got this idea, put you in, and you're kind of like, you're dressed like a hero, but you're not a hero. And you got all these crazy, zany ideas. And he's like,
yeah,
sounds like normal. Because I'm in my PJs right now, and you'll never believe what they look like. And Kirby's like, what are they? And he goes, they're those new Superman PJs that all the kids are wearing. But I got them in my size.
It's
a true conversation, I'm sure.
Maybe it is, but a Vulture article, number one source, the Vulture, cites Mark Evanier and Steve Sherman, who were referenced in our good old book over here, remember?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were the assistants to Jack Kirby.
Right.
They said, Steve and I at the time were enormous fans of Don Rickles, like many people at that time who were our age. We all went around doing Don Rickles, insulting each other. Rickles used to say, I never picked on a little guy. I only pick on a big guys. Somehow this gave us the idea that we should have Don Rickles make a cameo appearance in Jimmy Olsen to insult Superman. It was going to be like a 3-panel thing. So he wrote out a couple of pages of Don Rickles insults. One of them was, hey, big boy, where are you from? And Superman says, I'm from the planet Krypton. And Rickles says, I got jokes for 8 million nationalities, and I've got to run into a hockey puck from Krypton. Ha ha! So we took these out to Jack, and Jack was a big fan of Rickles, and he says, that's great, that's terrific. And of course, he used none of it. He said, we've got to get permission from Don Rickles for this. So Steve contacted Rickles' publicist, and they gave us permission to have Don Rickles do a cameo. Then Jack tells DC Comics publisher Carmen Infantino about it, and Infantino thinks that is great. This is something promotable. It's got to be a 2-issue story arc. So instead of writing 2 pages, it's now Jack writing 2 issues. Oh.
Yeah.
So I guess Don Rickles' publicist is who we have to thank for this. Originally we were going to stop before this issue, and you insisted that we do the Don Rickles issues.
Because I honestly couldn't believe that there was such a thing to be seen. And when you told me that there was, I had to see it.
I can't unsee it now.
I'm so glad that, okay, listeners, if you haven't read this book, you need to go read it.
You do need to read it.
You need to see Don Rickles in a Superman-like suit in all of his glory. It is glorious.
You know, you'd think the Guardian would get a better suit than Don Rickles.
And then if you really want to
Goody Rickles.
Goody Rickles. If you really want to up the ante, go listen to Don Rickles on some YouTube clips and have that voice in your head as you're reading this book. It's the only way to do it, because I guarantee it'll add this just amazing third.
Well, you get
veil.
jokes like this. Morgan Edge says, "You're truly symbolic of your name, Goody. You have a big heart." And he says, "A big heart, yes, sir. Nature gave me a small liver, but a big, big heart." Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum.
Yes.
Anyway, well, through all of this banter and gesturing, he assigns Goody Rickles to a story, and he sends him out to go get it.
I really want to see the TV show that he pitched.
The Goody Rickles show?
Where he puts a bunch of people in a room and takes the oxygen out of it, but doesn't fire them. Just watches their dreams slip away. What the hell are you talking about, Goody Rickles?
Well, anyway, we're going to flip the page. And
I don't want to see that, people. I really don't want to see that. That's messed up.
We flipped the page. We're flushing that idea right down. Well, if we can flush. It might bubble back up.
It will.
Like oxygen.
Yes, like oxygen.
Yeah. Anyway, so the boys are back in town, and they're speaking to Miss, what was her name? Miss Conway?
Miss Conway, I believe. Yeah.
And they get an assignment too, and they end up, and they go off to a UFO.
Oh, my goodness.
So at page 13, I just want to make an announcement. A UFO is now just sitting in Central Park. I mean, whatever park they're in Metropolis. Yeah. And they go there in the Whiz car. So
they fly in their own UFO.
And the Fantasta Whiz car. And then we can join the Lucky Clover Club.
Oh my gosh.
And we can start making our own magical circus animals right at home.
Holy cats. That's amazing. For
$1.
$1.
Twin whistling astrotops. Couldn't you get those in the quarter machine at the time? Oh, they didn't come with that cool tuning fork thing.
Yeah. That's okay. People, if you're not reading this like we're reading this, this is like Beyblades before Beyblades, and you could get them for $1, or you could get 3 pairs for $2.50. That means you and 3 friends could battle whistling tops, 6 of them, and entertain your whole family, or just annoy the crap out of your parents. Oh man!
Well,
what is this 10-in-1 scope?
Would you hurry up? I'm ready to go to Jimmy Olsen's pen pals.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. You want to go to Jimmy Olsen's pen house? Who doesn't?
All right.
Oh, his pen pals.
Dear editor.
Yes.
Your revitalized Jimmy Olsen was 3 issues old before your revitalized Jimmy Olsen was 3 issues forward before I began to follow the general drift of your writing. I'm finally getting over my initial sense of astonishment. That's really too mild a word.
It is.
But I'm unable to come up with anything that accurately describes my feelings. This guy sounds like he needs a counselor.
It sounds like you.
And having caught my breath, I must write to commend you.
Did you write this letter, Dan?
For a job well, no, because then it says for a job well done. Somehow, in the time it takes to produce 8 closely spaced issues of 4 different comic books, you have transformed Jimmy Olsen to a rather likable young adventurer, a distinct improvement over the obnoxiously muddlesome clod of old. Well, I mean, I do kind of agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I introduced the second generation of Newsboy Legion and a subtly sinister Morgan Edge. Subtly sinister. Okay, yeah. So he does have some gripes, however. He doesn't like Flip-a-Dippa because he doesn't think his costume is very practical, which Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
it's true. I mean, it's a skin suit for scuba diving, and he's got flippers on. How can he walk?
My second gripe is over a technicality. Presumably, you are aware of the parallel world setup first described in the classic Flash of Two Worlds. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh
Now
no.
on Earth 1 dwell various members of the Justice League of America, while on Earth 2 is inhabited by the Justice Society of America. Now, dig this, Superman and Jimmy, although not without their Golden Age counterparts, live on Earth 1. What does this have to do with the Dark Side Chronicles? Well, in his History of Comics, Jim Steranko mentions a Boy Commandos yarn published in Detective Comics 79, in which the Commandos... can I get that book for my birthday? Thanks. First printing. That Jim Steranko History of Comics. I'll let you.
Oh, I
Next
thought
time
you
you
wanted
see,
the
next time you do a
Commandos.
con next to him.
I thought you wanted the commando book. I was like, the commando
No, I
book
want the
might
Jim
be easy to
Steranko
get.
History of Comics. I mean, if you want to give me Detective Comics 79 or something like that too. Anyway, well, all this would lead to Crisis later, so this is, clearly screwed up. All right. So, you know what's really frustrating, just as a side note? I
What?
updated the UI on my tablet,
Mhm.
and now it keeps dimming the screen every 10 seconds,
Oh,
because it's
no.
refreshed all of my settings, even though I didn't ask it to, which is super annoying and frustrating.
So helpful.
All right, next. Dear Editor, I know that to disagree with Gary Skinner, a fan who's highly respected, by me anyway, is futile, especially when he's part of a large majority. However, I think I do have Gregory Kent in my corner, so he's just citing all the other letters. So I risk disagreeing with an iota of confidence. I feel like Jack Kirby is no good for Jimmy Olsen. No good. No good, he says. He says he is no good. He is no good. Kirby's art is mind-staggering and innovative. Agree. The storyline is extremely imaginative, and the Newsboy Legion is fabulous. All of this may sound paradoxical in relation to my previous paragraph, but what I meant was that Mr. Kirby does no justice, I say, to Jimmy Olsen himself. I'm crazy about Forever People, New Gods. Did I write? This is the one I wrote right here. Because I'm like, I like all this other shit. It's great. But yeah, this is... Well, anyway. Okay, third letter. Dear editor, I'm speechless. What can I say after reading the first 8 of Jack Kirby's new effort at DC? Jimmy Olsen is fantastic. Oh, by the way, the last one is Gerard Triano. And I'm speechless. I have a beautiful story. It's great. I love it. Jim Zimmerman from Canton, Ohio. Isn't that where the Football Hall of Fame is? Canton, Ohio.
I don't know.
How do you not know these things?
I don't.
I rely on you for your facts and knowledge and figures, and when I ask you, you can never deliver. This is
I
absolutely
have
ridiculous.
Okay, so I have a lot of facts, figures, and other things stored in my head. Where the Football Hall of Fame is not something I have in the
Name 3 important facts you have stored in your head.
3 important facts that I have stored in my head. Let's see. Man, I had some good ones the other day. They were so good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They've escaped me. They were so good. You would be beside yourself if you knew them, and I would tell them to you if I could remember them. They've escaped me. I had to, when you shake an Etch-a-Sketch to get rid of
I honestly
the
have
picture?
no idea what you're saying right now.
You shake an Etch-a-Sketch to get rid of the
I'm going to drink my
image.
Sprite Zero.
Well, I had to do that with my brain today, and lose
Funny Book
great
Forensics brought to you
information.
by Sprite Zero, our new sponsor.
Oh, are they going to give us some Sprite?
Oh, continue.
Or are they going to give us zero Sprite?
There you got it. A 0 for the story and a 0 for the drink. All right, so Sea Monkeys.
Yes.
House of Forbidden Love.
Oh, what is that?
I don't know.
Are we covering that?
Spine-tingling suspense novel.
They're putting novels in here now for 25 cents. House of
Apparently.
Forbidden Love. It sounds.
Sea monkeys are like the perennial biggest disappointment. Okay, so
So is the House of Forbidden Love.
maybe it was. Wow. So is Don Rickles. I mean, Goody Rickles coming out of a spaceship.
Hey, everybody, it's me.
Hey guys. And we get Clark Kent, the Guardian, and Jimmy Olsen, and appearing from the spaceship is Goody Rickles, and the Guardian says, "Perhaps it's a DNA alien."
Oh my God, it's a DNA.
Was the Guardian? I know he was punching some DNA aliens. Was he there for them?
He was there. He
This guy does not have 4 arms and 2 brains.
He got punched.
4 fists and 2 brains.
He got punched by one so hard he doesn't even remember anymore what a DNA alien looks like anymore.
Maybe they should have kept him out of action too.
The DNA alien's after me.
You know, isn't it interesting that the Guardian carries a shield and wears a half-face helmet?
Well, it's to guard him. He needs guarding.
Yeah, but no other character that Jack Kirby drew had a half-face helmet and a shield.
That's true.
America, America, America. Fuck yeah. What?
Yeah.
That's who he was copying. Puppets.
He was copying puppets. Now I gotta go watch that again. Been a minute.
It's you can watch it soon. You know what you should do, even though you won't be able to. But
what's that?
I know you won't be able to, but instead of watching fireworks, you and Ann are officially invited if you're here on July 4th. If you're not and you're traveling and you have family, that's totally fine, like most normal people.
Yeah.
But if you were here on July 4th and you wanted to join us, in lieu of watching fireworks, generally, we stay right here and we watch Team America on the 4th of July.
I see.
We could even make brisket and beers and
maybe
whatever else.
We could do like a live stream thing where we set up a Zoom and just do it that way.
Ooh, they could see Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul for the first time, unless they watch my other podcast, which we haven't made an episode of in 2 months.
Well, you couldn't do it because you were injured.
I'm still sticking right around at like 188 I weighed myself in at, so I haven't gained or lost. Good. So
yes,
we'll get back on the winning track here soon.
I was
injured, then I was injured again, then I got in a car wreck. But, things are trying to stop me from losing weight, but they're not going to win.
They're not going to win. You're nothing but win. You are the win.
Or the win.
You're the win.
Well, anyway, Goody Rickles and Clark Kent switch spots, and then Goody Rickles hits a button, and Clark Kent goes away in the spaceship, and it disappears.
Oh, my goodness.
And in its place are a bunch of inner gang thugs.
Inner gang thugs?
Yeah, now, inner gang thugs are kind of like back in Hero Clicks, the worst. Like, you had the police officers and the generic criminals.
Yeah?
Yeah. You could always play those for just a few points in your HeroClix group.
Mm-hmm.
Remember HeroClix?
I have a HeroClix starter box set hanging around.
I have the anti-monitor.
I have not played.
Well, maybe we should live stream HeroClix.
Oh, God, no.
You know that I'm still waiting on my giant Kickstarter of all the DC Comics role-playing game guides.
It hasn't come yet?
No, they're still finishing it up. Something about fake tariffs and publishing. And
you know what I have? I have the Sad Hot Dog Man RPG. We could play that. You could be a sad hot dog man. I know what you're thinking. I
already am that.
Well, you are. You could be, and it's amazing. Based off a really cool comic that was created by people watching a sad hot dog man.
Well, we get a fight with inner gang thugs, and we get some more goody goodness.
Goody goodness.
Now, why did you create a character? We just in in Mr. Miracle, we have Granny Goodness.
Granny Goodness. And then in here you have...
Here we have Goody Rickles.
Yeah.
It's a little bit confusing.
I think we just like Goody. Goody.
Sam Goody, or do you prefer Tower?
What, Sam Goody or what? What was the second choice?
Tower.
Oh, I mean, so that's a tough call. I only was able to go to Sam Goody because it was closer. Tower was always the like, oh, hey, can I get a car and drive to Tower Records? Because it was further away.
I think Tower Records always had those humorous Lampoon magazines, though.
They did, and they always had like the big signings and other stuff with that. Sam Goody was just like you could always depend on like stumbling upon a Sam Goody at a mall or strip mall or wherever.
Well, Intergang tries to beat up Goody Rickles, but he happens to bend, fall, turn at the right time every single time to allow everybody to defend him or to beat up.
He's like a drunken master, people.
You can get an Action Comics #1 T-shirt for $2.
And we did the math
like
on this. He is like the drunken master. We did the math on this last episode, people. $2 in today money is like $20. So
it's like $17. It's a good deal.
Well, close. I mean, but point being,
even better deal. It's like a discount.
It's a good deal. We should do it. Or
are we just getting a bad deal?
Or above it is a coin grab bag for free, Dan. Money for nothing?
And you have to pay shipping and handle.
Well, that's how they get you. How much is the shipping and handling, Dan?
It says each guarantees at least a guaranteed minimum of $4.50, but you pay $2.98 in shipping. So that seems like a bad business model.
So you're paying them $2.98. They're giving you $4.02, but they're getting. But here's the question. All right. So are they taking your money and then holding on to it before they ship that product? And how long do they have to ship that product? Now, if they're holding that money in a bank account before they ship that product to you, if they're holding it for a month or more, they're making money on your money before they send you your money.
And they're playing the long game with kids' money. That's interesting. Well,
how much money do you think they're going to make on the money they're going to send before they send it?
I don't know, but we flip the page and Don Rickles bends over to pick up a stick and all of the Intergang people die.
It is so funny. It's like, I mean, he drunken masters these guys, like boom, boom, boom. He takes them all out. It's bonkers because he is like, he's not trying to, but he defeats all of these big baddies just by doing just dumb stuff. I love it. Well, I love this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I'm like, when I see this in a movie, like in a Jackie Chan movie or something like that, I'm just like, I love it.
This is hilarious.
It makes me die.
Well, it is making me die a little bit inside too. So, we flip the page and Bruno Mannheim Steamroller shows up.
Oh man, I love his music. So good. You put it on at Christmas. You could listen to it any time of the year, honestly.
Yeah.
It's the best.
And I knew it. And you know who else was a big fan of Mannheim Steamroller?
Who's that?
Your favorite and the person you've endorsed in life, far more than me in my early life, for sure. The famous, your favorite radio host, Rush Limbaugh, loved the Mannheim Steamroller.
Not my favorite.
And I'm sure you're endorsing his philosophies as we speak.
Oh yeah, very much so. 100%.
Yeah, the irony, folks, is Greg was not the one brainwashed by his parents to love Rush Limbaugh when he was a kid, but I was the one.
Right.
Now you know my secret.
Dan's secret. I think my parents listened to Rush to get that balance of the Oh, that's what's going on. That's what people think. That's what some people think. Really?
And then you come hang out with me, and I would tell you exactly what to think. Yeah,
And I'm like,
good.
I have you
Dan, can we talk about comics?
can we talk about something different for a minute and let's expand our minds.
Well, I did, and now I think that guy was a jerk, and I think I was brainwashed as a child. So, see, there we go.
Hey, but you know what's really cool? You're a better person.
Well, I don't know if I'm a better person, but I certainly have better beliefs.
You have
So the well, if we flip the page, you could get a Zeppelin.
Holy crap. No, is it
Oh,
a
this is a
book or a
movie?
movie? It's a movie called Zeppelin?
Have you watched this?
No, I haven't. I might have to go
England's
find it.
last hope for survival, Germany's greatest chance for victory, the Great War's most explosive moment.
Michael
Zeppelin.
York, Elke Sommer. Who else is in this?
Also,
Rick Davies.
Peter Karsten,
It's got a lot of
Anton Diffring,
screenplay.
Maurice Goring, Andrew Kerr. Where are our movie people? We should watch this. This is probably horrible.
I might have to check it out and then send it to the grind bin and tell them to watch it.
This sounds like a movie concept that would have appeared in BoJack Horseman.
It looks like it from the poster. Now okay, I apologize. I'm gonna do a Dan and I'm gonna look it up really quick and just see what kind.
Oh, now you're doing my job. I told you to lead the podcast today, and you ignored me, and now you're doing it.
Well,
I'm going to flip the page, and Clark Kent is flying away in the TARDIS.
1971.
And
ooh, 48% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wow.
Ooh.
Damn.
Better than I thought it would be.
This is my kind of movie.
Well, while you're looking up that, Mannheim Steamroller is checking in with Morgan Edge. And he's like, you need to dispose of them. And then Miss Conway comes in to talk to Mr. Edge, and they find out that there's been no calls from Goody Rickles.
No call.
He's been captured. And Mannheim, and not Mannheim, Morgan Edge is very happy. He's like, I'm extremely confident Goody Rickles will fare no better or worse than the others. So they've all been captured. Then Little Scrapper is getting the Newsboy Legion and the parents, too, leading them out into a conveniently stationed boat in the irradiated river with Kirby Crackle all over it. And they leave. So they're on their way. All right, tell us about this movie before we talk about the Mannheim Steamroller Dinner.
Okay. So it is exactly kind of like what it's kind of like what the poster says. But it's a little bit of a German spy. It's a kind of like a German spy meets a lady, and he is like, oh, hey, I gotta make some changes to what's going on. They use this Zeppelin to be part of the military operations to destroy Britain, but then
now is it a Led Zeppelin?
They use some like transmissions to it to misdirect it and stuff like that. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it.
So this is a movie where the Germans are the good guys.
No. A German might be a good guy. One German, he falls in love.
One of those it's one of those understanding movies like Ruskies,
where I might have misread it.
It's like Ruskies, right?
Yeah. Okay, he's a German British spy.
A German British, so he's a double spy.
He's a double spy.
Okay.
And then so he's trying to basically get the Zeppelin to crash.
Well, in the comic,
yeah.
Back to the comic, Jimmy Olsen, the Guardian, and Goody Rickles are having dinner with Bruno Mannheim. I think his name is Bruno. He said he was Ugly Mannheim.
Ugly Mannheim.
That's what he said his own name was.
I'm ugly.
And Goody tells him to dump the cigar. It's rotten and it's killing my meal. And that pisses him off. And he's like, well, you all have signed your death warrant. You see, you all have eaten pyrogranulate.
What?
And you see, by eating pyrogranulate, within the next 24 hours, you're going to ignite. So they're going to appear in a book that Brett drew.
Oh my gosh. Spontaneous combustion.
So that's what we're waiting for. They have 24 hours to live at the most, and they're all going to light on fire.
I have to say, this guy Ugly looks like 10 years later they make this movie called Johnny Dangerously, and the bad guy in Johnny Dangerously, who can't farking say any farking bad words.
Yeah.
He looks like that guy. You farking icehole.
Well, spine-chilling, blood-freezing, heart-stopping, only those adjectives.
Adjectives.
Adjectives. Can describe the incredible roaring climax. Roaring, get it?
Aha!
Like a fire.
Like a fire, like an inferno.
Climax
Like a
in the
Zeppelin
next issue,
crashing
for
into
many
the ground.
lives hang in the balance. When a strange question is answered, will the real Don Rickles panic? Do we get the real Don Rickles next issue? Because we were promised Don Rickles this issue, but we only got
Don Rickles.
a pale imitation of Don Rickles.
Give me Don Rickles.
Named Goody, who ate dinner and made fun of people.
I mean, if we got a real Don Rickles and a fake Don and a Goody Don Rickles together in the same place, here's the question: would the space-time continuum cease to exist? Would all of a sudden everything blink out, and then would everybody be transported to another place, or would they just disappear? Dan, go.
Well, I was distracted, and I was reading this advertisement for this Jack Kirby book called "In the Days of the Mob."
Oh, it does look pretty sick, man. Can we read that next?
No.
Oh, come on, that looks so good.
Yeah,
it's actually
sorry, I got distracted by the advertisements.
It's actually in my big DC book that I got down here. It talks about all the 20 different things that Jack Kirby was doing while he was doing this, and that was one of the books that it was like superheroes mob, and
well, he's doing the mob in the superhero book too. So
yeah, he's doing the mob in the superhero book, but he's also making a book about the mob. Oh my gosh.
Well, I think that's this issue. We're gonna go on to what was that, 139? We're gonna go on to 140 next week.
Mm-hmm.
I have a piece of rock.
What is that? Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul's girlfriend got this for me.
Oh yeah? From where?
For luck for my new car.
Oh. Well, you got a new car?
From the farmer's market. Yeah,
you got a car from the farmer's market? They got cars at the farmer's market?
Yes, from the farmer's market. Yeah. Well, yeah, I needed one, because somebody wrecked my old one.
Well, no, but I'm like, I didn't know you could just get. They have freshly grown, locally sourced
grown cars and rocks
at the farmer's market.
Yep. So that's it.
Cool.
But
what kind of car?
Anything else? Let's see. We talked about Jiu-Jitsu lawyer Paul. And
yeah.
Go to him for cases right now.
Go to him for cases. This is the time.
What else do you have? Anything?
Let's see. Well, as I said, I wanted to send this over to the guys to the grind bin. I did do another podcast, Dan. I'm sorry.
What?
I did another podcast. I appeared on the grind bin.
You didn't invite me?
They only invited. They're like, we only have one slot, and you're our fourth chair, last minute person. Can you be online tonight at 8:00?
Oh, it's kind of like when you do the debates.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I was like, can you be here? Yeah. And I was like,
I get it.
You want me to watch this movie in you want me to watch this 2-hour movie in 30 minutes? So,
Oh, that's on quadruple speed.
yeah. No, I made my grandma watch a horrible movie, as I've done before. No, but we covered Ron Howard's directorial, producing, and writing debut of Grand Theft Auto, and it's actually a really good movie. It's a Roger Corman film, Roger Corman produced film. Ron Howard directed, written with his dad. The funny story, and we cover this on the podcast, but his dad had actually written the script and tried to sell it, and people weren't interested in it, in the actual script itself. And then Roger Corman was like, "Hey, if you have a script you want to do, give it to me." And Ron went and took his dad's script and then just handed it in to Roger Corman and said, "Here, I have this." And it was his dad's script. So if you want to get places, people, here's what you know. Here's what you need to know.
Steal stuff from your dad.
Steal stuff from your dad, and know people, and you'll become Ron Howard. I mean, that's basic. And it was crazy. It's like, it was all the Howards that were around at the time were in there. So it had his brother, it had his dad, it had his wife. It was crazy. It was and other Howards were in there, I'm sure.
All the Howards.
All the Howards.
What about Howard Finkel?
And Howard the Duck was in there too. I was surprised.
Really?
Yeah. Howie Mandel.
Wow. Howard Stern?
Howard Stern? Yeah, no. It was a wild cast. It was actually a really good cast. Really good. It was a solid movie, beginning to end. It was a lot of cool car chases and
all
car wrecks. Yeah, all the Howards.
Okay. Well, that's good. Well, that's good. So you were on another podcast that we're advertising on our podcast that no one listens to.
That's right.
To get more listeners for that podcast.
You should go check out the Grind Bin. Listen to my episode all about Grand Theft Auto. I even shout out our podcast and tell people to go check it out.
What?
And I tell the co-host that he's uninvited to our podcast because he's a podcast killer, and he's
wow. Jeez. Okay.
I know. So I'll never be invited back to their show again.
Way to go to really bring people to the podcast there by insulting the hosts of the other podcasts that people already like.
No. See, it was a bit, Dan. It's a bit. It's a.
Are you sure? Were they in on this bit? Or
he's the baby face and I'm the heel.
What?
He's the baby face and I'm the heel.
Are you Dirty Dominic?
Sure.
Mysterio?
Yeah. So I go on to their podcast.
You had no idea what I was talking about.
And I talk trash about them. And then,
I see.
And then I look. Then I make them look. Really
You're making
good.
this really appealing by explaining the whole getup. Maybe the listeners should just go listen to it and find out.
Yeah, you should go listen to it. But I wear it's really cool because if you get a chance to watch their video, I'm wearing a mask and everything.
You're not gonna
just
let
like
this
Mysterio.
Go. You're not gonna let it go.
No, I'm not.
Just like Dominic Mysterio or Rey Mysterio.
Both.
Nope. Wrong.
Because I have a mask on at first, and then I take it off later.
Well, that'd be Rey Mysterio too, and then you put it back on.
And then I put it back on.
Well,
the funny thing
okay,
is,
so Greg was on another podcast, and it was called Grindhouse.
Grind Bin.
Oh, not Grindhouse. That's a movie.
That's a movie. But they watch Grindhouse movies. Everything from everything 90s and below.
Okay. And
all the schlocky crap.
There we go. So there was that. And then you also have a comic book called Go. Absolute Zero's Camp Launchpad that you can buy in greater, finer bookstores and not to fine bookstores, like online bookstores.
You can't. Yeah.
And then you also, are we advertising for
where
Travis right now?
Yeah,
Starlight.
Sure. Let's
Starlight, the graphic novel with no page numbers. So if you're reading it and you get lost, you have no way to get back to.
And it's all 7 issues, so it's the whole thing all in one book.
So you're really
gonna
lost.
Get so lost. It's.
You might be on page 210, and then you set the book down because you get a phone call or a text message, and then you go back to it and you accidentally close the book. But since there are no page numbers, you have no idea where you were. So you have to like thumb through the whole book to find it.
I don't remember cats with laser guns. Yeah.
You know, it would be really great if you had one of those like ribbons that like goes in the book.
Oh my gosh. Don't give Travis ideas because I know he listens. He's going to like go find us a
Well,
new.
I was gonna find you an example.
Yeah, he's going to
So-
find us a new thing that has a. And if you want to subscribe, if you want to,
I'm just gonna turn my back to the podcast right now.
if you want to be a backer at this level, you can get the ribbon in the book to mark your
Yes.
pages because we have no
But
page
you don't
numbers.
do that.
Oh, it's
I'm talking away from the microphone. That's a terrible idea. You do that as an incentive.
oh, okay. So it's
an
a
add-on.
It's one of our stretch goals. If we hit this mark, then now we're gonna add the ribbon to the book. Yes.
I believe fake friend of the podcast, Ron Randall, did that.
Fake friend. He's a real friend. He's a real friend
Well,
of
he's
mine.
a real friend of you, but he's not a friend of the podcast.
He's a friend of the podcast by extension, Dan.
By extension, but like not.
You know
I
Ron.
don't want to imply that we've asked Ron Randall to be on.
We haven't asked
We
asked
have
Ron to
asked a
be
different creator to be on.
we haven't asked Ron to be a part of the show, and we will reach out because it would be like
fantastic.
and
We have to reach out to
be over
Randy
the moon.
Emberlin though first.
Yes,
because
we'll reach out to
promised we
Randy
would,
first,
like, a
and then
year
we'll reach
ago,
out.
and we didn't do it.
Yes, I know. And well,
So,
things have happened, and
We got to
you know,
make that
life-
work.
yes, we'll get
Well,
Randy,
maybe we should
and
invite
Ron-
him on during SummerCon when SummerCon isn't really happening.
and then be like, "Hey, Randy, you want to do this podcast with us?" You know what? Okay, I will find out what's going on. Talk to him this
Well,
week.
we'll be at SummerCon on like the 20th of June.
20th of June, and that's
Or
right
is it the
when
27th of
that's
June?
it's right in the hotness of the Starlight Kickstarter. So as the Starlight Kickstarter drops at the beginning of June, the end of the thing will be giving updates about us, Funny Book Forensics, at SummerCon, and I will be telling you to go also check out the Starlight Kickstarter.
But we will not tell you to buy a ticket to SummerCon because
Don't just I mean, you do you.
if you already got one, if you already have one, come see us. Otherwise,
If you have one, come see us. I can tell you there are a number of cool people that are going to be there. Captain Slinky is going to be there. Captain Slinky of the Odd Mall. in
stop
Porno.
advertising their con, please.
I'm advertising other things like Odd Mall, and Captain Slinky, who runs Odd Mall, is going to be there. And Captain Slinky is amazing and awesome, and he got in, and he's going to be there. So go see him. I don't know where his booth is at, but you should go see him.
Okay. Well, there we go. All right. Well, enough SummerCon. I don't know why I brought it up.
You brought it up the second time. I tried to get it off the top of the show.
So much hate. All right. Well, anyway, that and then yeah. So that's it. I think for now. But potentially too in the next couple months. I may. I'm not. I guess I'm going to commit to it live on the podcast. We may get a website that's actually worth checking out.
Oh my goodness, Dan, are you building us a
So-
website that's cool to go check out and people can get cool things from?
Well, what's going to happen is I may build a website that has our podcast on it and also some of my comics for sale because you're making me sell my comics.
I'm not making you sell your comics. You have to pay for things, and the only way you can pay for things is by selling your comics, Dan. People buy Dan's comics. He has to buy stuff. He's got to buy a new car. He's got to buy
I already
toilet
bought-
paper.
Well, I guess I have a loan on a car.
He's got to pay for that stuff, people. And he needs to sell his comics. And he needs to sell them fast. So you want
Well,
to
it
buy
could
good
happen.
comics?
So
What?
it could happen.
It's gonna happen because it's gonna happen. And then if you're looking for other things that are cool, check out the website because it's gonna have cool stuff on it regardless. Sorts of cool stuff. Right now you're
need to
wondering what
buy-
kind of cool stuff.
I
but
need to sell comics so I can buy more action.
more action figures. Man, oh man, let me tell you, action figures are cool. And if you don't
Dan
have
would be
enough,
so mad that I haven't opened these yet.
that in our house, we have some that are open and we have some that are not. But in our house we play with them. We put them on our little arcade machines. We hang them from different stuff in the kitchen. We got them doing things. They're living creatures.
They're living plastic creatures.
Yeah, they're living plastic creatures. It drives my grandmother crazy.
It's what we're becoming with all the microplastics in our bodies.
I got so many microplastics in my body from all the things that I don't know. I used to eat so many erasers as a child. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, but that's a whole different. Well, anyway, all right, we're wrapping this up. That's it. So
that's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole different podcast. So, So until Greg has a parasite in his brain, we'll be back. Wait, that didn't even make sense.
I mean, it's not confirmed.
So Greg
yet,
doesn't get a parasite.
Okay.
Keep Greg from getting a parasite in his brain by listening to the podcast and joining us next week, where we cover another issue of Jimmy Olsen to find out in part 2 what happens to Goody Rickles, Jimmy Olsen, and the Guardian.
Yeah.
Do they survive the pyrite things? Pyrite? That's like the glass dishes, right? Pyrite?
Yeah, pyrite. The pyramite? I don't know. It's the explosive stuff that
the pocket full of pyronite.
They were given.
They've got a pocket full of.
Got a pocket full of pyronite.
Oh, a pocket full of.
I don't know the rest of this.
Nobody knows the rest of the song.
Nobody knows.
You got a pocket. The Spin Doctors.
I got a pocket full of.
Like
you're singing
would you
that.
Call yourself the Spin Doctors before records were out.
Well,
or were they referring to CDs?
I don't know. They were spinning.
Okay, that's it. No more. That's it.
You were taking me down a rabbit hole, and I was
we're not doing that.
Because you
never
know.
Hour and 11 minutes, we're out. Done. Bye.
You don't know what
Goodbye,
you're gonna
everyone.
get.
Bye.
The retro forum at the
on Meeker Street in Kent, Washington. Bye.
Oh, hey.